In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some live trading of futures. Now I have NQ open here, which is one of the NASDAQ futures contracts. The platform I have this open on is called AMP Quant Tower, and I'm actually in a practice account right now. I'm trying to practice new strategies of futures and just make sure that I'm profitable before I move to a real account. However, of course, all of the concepts, all of the trading I'm doing here is going to apply to any sort of futures trading that you might do. Now, if you don't know anything about futures so far, that's totally okay. This is basically a contract, and you can think of it just like you're trading any other stock. The main difference is that you're buying contracts of NQ here. So if you were to enter into one contract, every single tick or every 25-cent move is going to be either $5 in profit or loss. In other words, if we move 1 point or $1 on the NQ here, it's going to be a $20 positional move. So even in a drop like this red candle right here, which goes from about 287 all the way down to about 252, this is about 35 points. So 35 points times $20 a point. It could be about a $700 move in just this one candle right here. So you can see futures are incredibly volatile, and this is after hours that I'm looking at this right now as well. Most of the time I trade futures during New York Stock Exchange hours, basically the hours that the stock market is open, but now I'm looking at after hours here because I see this huge drop into here and it looks like a bear flag is forming, so I'm looking for some sort of trade setup into here. I'm going to get some basic trend lines into this, and it looks like we might be entering a trade into this pretty soon into here. So I see a bear flag forming basically like this. So a bear flag is basically we have this huge drop down into here, and then we're slowly kind of trending upwards into here, forming higher lows and higher highs. And then I'm looking for the break of this flag. You can see if I were to draw one more yellow line into here, just like this, it basically forms an upside down flag into here. So this is one of my favorite patterns to trade with trading futures. And so I'm looking for a break below this flag. It's looking like it's going to happen right now. I'm going to start setting entries right below where we are. And I'm going to set entries for about 2 contracts into here. And I had the DOM a little bit messed up, but I've now connected it into here as well. I'm going to link all these things together because for some reason all of my panels have unlinked each other. So I want them to all show up in all of the same places here. Let's make them all yellow so that we're connected into here. And this is good. So now I can see my orders on the right-hand side right here into the DOM. I'm going to set 2 short entries into here, just about 2 ticks apart. So at 15,260.25 and 15,259.75. Basically, if this continues to break down any further from this flag that we already have, I want my entries to hit. My stop loss will probably be somewhere up along the top of these closing bars into here, so around 266 or 267. So I'm risking about 6 points, and I'd be targeting somewhere down around this 248. I have this yellow line drawn as a support line. It's from pretty far back into here. I got to go out to about a 15-minute chart to even see this probably. But yeah, you can see just in here on the left-hand side, we had this kind of range of support into here, and now we're breaking kind of below into the bottom of this range. So 248 at the bottom where we wicked into here is kind of my first target on this trade. If it starts to really run, I wouldn't be surprised if breaking below this triggers a huge move downwards. So there's a lot of potential to capture inside of this. So the risk that we have on it definitely can be made up. Let's just see if this bear flag does end up continuing onwards here. So far we're not seeing a ton of follow through on this bear flag right into here. We got this red candle that broke pretty nicely. The volume is pretty decent on it. And now we've just got 2 green candles that are rebounding. This is okay. Either we have this bear flag wrong and it's more outward somewhere like this, or maybe even the bottom of our green candles right now is going to be the bear flag that we're forming. It's possible we don't form a bear flag at all. Or it's possible that I have it correct here and we're just going to retest it into here. And we're about to see that right now. Looks like we're breaking through that yellow line into here off of that low. If we use this kind of pivot into here, it's a bit steeper on the bottom line than the top line. And I do like to see the steepness that are roughly the same into here. So you can see it's about 34 degrees on the top. Would prefer it to be about 34 on the bottom as well. Maybe 37 into this here would be pretty nice. Though that would signal that we haven't even broken below this bear flag yet. We were kind of playing it off of this pivot into here. Again, maybe this was a bit premature. If it does go up and it ends up making a new high, that would totally be fine as well, and I'd be totally cool with it trending sideways or upwards for a little bit longer to get a better breakout out of this. But we'll look for the retest of this trend line into here. If it breaks above this trend line through here, then I'll cancel my trade and look for the next best opportunity. With futures, it's really easy to overtrade, so it's super important to make sure that you're really focused, you're taking the trades that you actually want to be taking, and that you're taking profit on those trades at good times. You can basically enter and exit as much as you want, and it's super easy and quick to get in and out of trades, especially with this DOM trading over here. I could just set a trade entry right now and boom, fill it immediately, already be in a trade, and we've moved 2-3 points. Now I'd be down or up $50, $60 in just a few seconds on each candle. I'm not completely loving the fact that we didn't go up and test this trend line perfectly. I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel my orders into here. I don't like an entry on this anymore. If we do go up and tap this trend line once again and then come back down, then I would be more inclined to enter this. But for now, I think we're probably still just forming this bear flag into here. And so I want more sideways and upwards movement into here. I'm going to redraw these trend lines into here. Let's see if we can find something better. Looks like we're actually breaking down right now. It's holding into that bottom spot. We would have hit our entry from before. So you can see into here, we had buys around 260 and 259, and we wicked down to about 258. So not the spot that we would have wanted to be into a trade. So really good that we got out of those entries quickly here. Very important to make sure you're staying on top of it. Make sure you're always making sure that the chart is telling you what to do and not just your guesses or your emotions. And still watching this bear flag, it's possible we break down from here, and if we do, I'm probably going to enter just below the wick of this. I like it kind of below these wicks into here as well. So that'd be an entry around 257. I'll make sure I can scout out a stop loss, and it'll probably be up here around 262, so that looks pretty good. So we've got 2 entries set, and it looks like 1 just hit, 2 just hit. We're in 2 contracts of this right now. You can watch the profit change in real time here. About $80 in profit now in just a few seconds here. I'm going to set my stop losses above that for now. And we'll move this down as we move more and more into profit. Again, I'm targeting about from here about a 10 point or so drop. So let's see if we can end up getting that. We'll try to route this out a little bit just in case we double bottom off of this strong wick into here around 252. Probably move one of my contracts into break even or a little bit in profit once we get down into there. But you can watch this and see just how fast 2 contracts is moving in profit here. So really got to be careful with this. And now we're coming down into that 252, 253 range. I'm getting ready to move one of my contracts into break even into here, just in case this is a fake out, a bit of a double bottom into there. We don't want to end up making this into too big of a loser, but we also don't want to stop out of this too early. And there we go. We're getting the breakdown. Let's move our stops into profit here. We're riding down in profit now. If I expand this outwards, you can see we're about 260 in profit from where we sit now. Let's get both of these down into here. We're hitting target on the bottom right there, so I do think we're going to see some sort of support bounce off of that. I'm going to get my stops pretty tight into here because this is the trade I was looking for. And we stopped out of one of those contracts so far. Let's see if the other one can hold below this wick into here, this 252. If not, that's totally okay. We'll lock in our profits on this. About a tick away from stopping into here. We just barely missed it on this stop right through here. I am expecting us to bounce because, like I said, this is the bottom of a huge range. And if we break below 248, I think these futures are going to fall pretty far, which I'm not expecting just yet after these two, after this huge drop through here and then this minor drop through here. And there you have it. Overall, we closed the trade. So you can see in about 2 minutes there, we made $140 in realized P&L here. So that's pretty much how I trade futures. You'll see these flags play out much deeper in depth. You'll see much more volatility during real hours here. However, I saw this great opportunity in after hours, so that's why I took this trade here and made a quick few bucks. If you like this content and want to see more similar content, definitely let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button on this video and subscribe for more similar future content. Everything I post on my channel will help you become a better day trader, so if that interests you, stick around and get recommended similar and more videos. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, good luck trading.